And JK, pull your camera down a touch. It's too much sky. Better.
All right.
Not
Recording
JK.
has already been started. All right, welcome everyone to TimePro Sprint number 281 review. We have our product owner Yuli in the meeting, and we also have our stakeholder Adam in the meeting. Joining us in the meeting, we have Yalal and JK. All right, let's get started. We have 3 sprint goals. 2 of them is related to .NET 8. So we've done upgrading the SMTP client to .NET 8, and also one of our project TimePro CLI now is in .NET 8.
That was the last one that wasn't in .NET 8, right?
Correct. So what that means is now all TimePro projects are now in .NET 8. .NET 8 is the currently production-ready SDK from Microsoft. It is a long-term support for 3 years, which is basically the most modern SDK available at the moment. So now, yeah, TimePro now in .NET 8.
Great effort.
It's been a long time coming. We're there.
Now move it to .NET 9, please.
Well, once .NET 9 released, then it's something we can think about. Because there's a really good feature in .NET 9 that we want to have, like hybrid caching service, which
don't tell me that. No.
it solves a lot of issues, especially when you want to talk about like external API integration. Okay. It's really good. But yeah, it's for still a couple of months, I think year before .NET 9 is ready for consumption. But yeah, something to look forward into.
It's November, so we can already start.
It's a couple of months. Okay. So .NET is done. What's not done but has been in progress is the specification review for Ingram Micro API integration. This is one of the long-awaited feature that allows us to directly integrate with the Ingram Micro Marketplace API, so then we can directly create invoice from Ingram Micro in TimePro and then reduce a lot of overheads in manual invoicing.
So the purpose of that is so that we can resell Microsoft products automatically.
Right. So somebody purchases Office, we pay Ingram Micro, we automatically invoice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Which would be manually up till now, and it's error prone.
Yep. So that one is not done, but just a couple of more PBS to be written. But after that, we have all the PBS ready.
Good.
Okay. Happy to
just on that, Chris. Obviously, not everyone in the world wants the Ingram Micro API integration in their TimePro tenant, but they would want some other API integration. Are you making that pluggable so you can turn it on or turn it off or inject another API?
Yep.
Okay,
yep. So part of the work is to make sure that we build like a modular structure to make sure like, okay, if we want to build specific module for a specific tenant, then we can do it. We can turn on just for this tenant, and then turn off for different tenant. So that's part of the work that we need to do.
Right.
And part of our existing integration like Zero, hopefully we can also be migrated to this kind of modular structure. Okay, I'm happy to move on.
Yep.
All right. This is a 10-day sprint. 10-day sprint. And
can you add yourself to the attendees?
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And me.
There you go. Next one is timesheet data who work in the sprint. Yalal, me, and JK work in this sprint. JK helped a little bit in the specification review. And yeah, that's it. Any questions so far?
Yep.
Okay, this is all the PBIs. We have 4 that is not done. The 2 main part that is done is the .NET 8 related stuff. And the specification review is not done. We will continue to do this in the next sprint.
Okay, all right. Can I just check? So you upgrade the Fluent email. Did you also update the SSW rule on that one?
No, I don't think there's something to be added there.
Okay, can you just check it's mentioned? Just check it anyway.
Do you need to check it now or later?
No, later.
Okay.
And they're also going to notify the Easy Leave team because they should be unblocking that.
Right. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Happy to move on, Adam?
Yes. Yes.
All right. This is the sprint burn down.
Okay.
Yeah, there's still a couple of not done, but this it's a burn down. It's not a camel, not a camel burn down. So it's
Okay. It's a very small burn down. Okay.
But it's down. Down is good. We'll take down.
All right. Moving on to the code coverage. There's a -2 test from last sprint. It's just because I remove as part of the EDMX migration, I remove irrelevant tests. So that's why it's reduced by 2.
I wonder why we even needed tests around EDMX in the first place.
Well, it's more like there's a test that was testing like old feature that we've been deprecated. It's no longer being used. And removing EDMX, I'll look into that. It's like, oh, we don't need this anymore. So just remove it.
Right.
Capital S on sprint. Just got that word selected now.
Yeah. So that's the backend testing. Front end didn't change because we didn't add or change any tests on the front end. Next one is the build pipeline. Now we have 100% pipeline pass rate. Last sprint it was not 100% because of some testing, but this sprint is stable. So nothing to noteworthy here. Next one is we do have 2 production deployments, one this week and another one 2 weeks ago, and we think early on the sprint. Happy to move on, Adam?
Yes.
All right. Next one is the application health dashboard. This is all known failed requests, which we fix in the we deploy here. So that's why you see all the errors just dropping because we just did deployment yesterday.
That is awesome. That is one of the best fail requests I've ever seen. Is that really going to stay at 0?
Not 0, probably. I would say 100, under 100.
Very impressive. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I look into all the failed requests. It's nothing noteworthy. It's just a random hit on certain API doesn't exist.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the dashboard.
Yep, fine with that.
Next one is the product roadmap. Last sprint, this is the epic that we have. We have 2 epics, move to .NET 8 and upgrading to Angular 18. This sprint, the move to .NET 8 percentage increase from 89 to 91 because what's left there is the EDMX and EF core. Sorry, EDMX and EF6 to EF core migration, but it's already running in .NET 8. So technically it's not part of .NET 8, but it's also gonna help if we're gonna do cross-platform development for TimePro. So,
sorry, cross-platform is if what is that?
You can develop on Mac, you can develop on Windows,
you
can develop TimePro on Linux if it's someone's preferred choice of operating system. But
it's a web application. I'm confused.
Yes, correct.
So why do we need it to be cross-platform?
No, the development, sorry. Like you can develop it on...
Oh, developing this.
Yeah, developing TimePro on Windows, you can develop on Mac, you can develop
it sorry, I didn't understand. I thought you meant like it was a Windows app.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, it was unclear. Yeah, so that's .NET 8. The newly added one is the Ingram Micro API integration. This is currently still a work in progress, but I've already created Epic for it and put all the ready PBS on it. Next one, we have Angular 18. There's no changes to that.
Okay, just a couple of changes. JK, can you make that upgrading from Angular 10 to Angular 18 or whatever it's out on? I think it's Angular 10. The other one, move to .NET 8. Don't you normally separate out entity framework? So it's a separate one because you'll move to .NET 8, but you'll still have the EF work, right?
That's where we're at now. So he did say that. He said that to me. Should I make this its own epic? And I said, how long will it take? He said it'll be done by next sprint.
Oh, if it's only done by next sprint, I thought you might be stuck on that any framework stuff for longer. Okay.
So it's not going to be done next sprint, but the whole effort will be just one sprint-ish effort. Do you still want me to split to different epic, Yoling?
Yeah, if it's easy, sure. I'm not fussed because again, as you said, it's one sprint's worth of work.
It's easy. I'll just move it to different epic then.
Okay, sure. Sure.
Easier to track anyway. Because
Sure.
there's a lot of PBIs in there. It's
Yeah, no, fair enough. Okay.
Okay.
Good. All right. Go down to the retro.
all right. Retro from Chris, Yuli, all projects now in .NET 8. So I think it's a really a good moment to celebrate.
Yeah.
As
Champagne.
JK mentioned here in the retro is really
I have a
nice.
tiny bottle of champagne.
Yeah, so 3 years of planning finished and we successfully migrated to .NET 8. So that's really
Well
good.
done, guys.
From Yuli as well, we now start working on the Ingram Micro API spec. So it is really good opportunity for new business, I'd say.
Yeah, well, we get recurring income through it, but also we get more on Microsoft's radar because we start reselling Azure licenses.
Yep. So that's what went well. What didn't go so well for me myself. There's a couple of unforeseen days off because I can't work because I'm sick. And from Yalal has been doing FBC as well for the 5 bootcamp in the while doing in the TimePro. So it takes a lot of time to do, and less time for Yalal to do TimePro stuff.
So Yoland's got 1 week left, by the way. So
Okay.
next Wednesday's the last day.
Okay.
All right. So that's all the sprint review.
Yeah. What's the next sprint?
One. Next sprint is sprint 292. This is the forecast. Sprint goal is to finish up the specification review for Ingram Micro API integration. This is all the PBIs available on next sprint. We have the top one, the sprint goal, and a couple of bug fixes, and to finish up a couple of tech debt.
Right. And so will there be any remnants of .NET 4.8 anywhere? Is there any way that you'll be able to spot that it was once in .NET 4.8?
Currently we still multi-target. We just need to remove them, and just need a bit more work to remove it, but currently everything's running in .NET 8 except that SSRS report item.
Right. Okay.
But
Right.
but that's the only one that's still on .NET framework.
Okay. All right. Sounds awesome.
All right.
That's it.
So that's all the TimePro sprint review and sprint forecast. Once the recording is finished, I will upload them in the TimePro channel. You can find it here, SSW TimePro, at SSW TimePro handle on YouTube. You can find all the sprint review and retro video in here. So I guess that's it. Thank you everyone for watching and attending the sprint review. So I hope to see you guys in the next one.
All right.
Thanks, Chris.
See you, Chris.
Yeah.
Bye.
Nice one. Well done, Chris. Good job.
I thought that was phenomenal